Hey guys, it's Robin. I'm at a cute little diner. I just kind of felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I should come here today. And while I was sitting in there, here you can see oh look, isn't it cute? Aww. That's one of my favorites. I love finding little diners and I just get something kind of inexpensive. I got some pancakes and some coffee. It was pretty good. But while I was sitting there, I was sitting in the booth, and one of my dreams that I had, oh gosh, maybe 2-3 years ago now, it reminded me of one of my dreams. It's one I'd been wanting to tell you guys anyway, but it was cool because, like, for a second, like, I wasn't like thinking about the dream when I was in there. I was just sitting there to have some pancakes and coffee. And I was sitting there, and as I went to take a sip of my coffee, it was like, and I felt like I was in the moment that the dream like took place or something. Like I caught up to that moment or something. It was really cool. And so it kind of like made me all teary, and I was kind of looking around like I felt like I was in a dream for a second. It was really cool. And then I looked out the window, and the tree that's right outside has purple flowers on it, and it reminded me of what dreams may come when he's passed away and he's in his heaven and she's still like on earth. And her painting that she's working on, she paints a tree that's purple, and he looks and he can see it in his heaven while she's out there. And it was really cool that I happened to, because when I first came down here to California, like when I left Shasta and started like just really hardcore following the signs, because like I already was a lot, but like I still had like a lot of friends and people I was talking to and stuff, and then kind of doing like other people like invite me places and doing stuff, and so I would like want to do other stuff, but other people want me to hang out, so I would. And so when I actually left Shasta, that's when it was like, all right, I am just doing the signs, that's it. And once I started doing that, all the trees had the purple on them and stuff, and I see them once in a while, but I haven't seen them a ton lately. I like paying attention, and then I happen to be here. I wonder if you can see it from where I'm at. I took a picture of it. Maybe I'll post it on the Instagram, but oh, you can't see, but it's this little tree right there. You can see one little purple flower, but from the other side you can see more of them. So I went out the window where I was sitting, you could see them a little better. But anywho, so I'll tell the dream in just a second, but I'll give you a heads up of what I've been doing the last couple days. So after the that last video I did where I just told a bunch of stuff and then it cut out, since then I just have felt like I should be just driving, and like I'm supposed to get somewhere, but I don't know where it is. So I just keep driving. I feel like I've been like going around in loops and stuff, and I hadn't been using the GPS. I just felt like I was supposed to like go northeast-ish, like towards LA, but out of the state. Like, I don't know, it was like, I don't know. So I just kind of started driving that direction, and I like got stuck in like a little neighborhood, and I'd go and there'd be a dead end, and then I'd go and there'd be a dead end, I'd go and be a dead end. But I just like went around it really slow because the houses were gorgeous and had like really pretty plants and stuff. And like I'd get to spots where it was like the end of the cul-de-sac things or whatever, and the houses that were on the end there had like the views, and you could like sit there and look. So I'd kind of look, and then I'd be going around the neighborhoods, and there'd be people around me trying to get around me and stuff, and I'd just pull over and let them go by, and because I was still going the speed limit, but it's like, why would you want to speed through all that? It's so pretty, look at it all. So I just kind of did that, and then I was stuck in the neighborhoods for so long, I finally threw the GPS on and just picked a place like 2 or 3 hours away in that direction just to get me out of that neighborhood. And then once I was out of that, I turned it off and then kept going, and I like got to like just this parking area in the middle of nowhere. I don't know, because I've been wanting to like get out in the mountains and kind of be away from like people for a little bit and just like enjoy the nature for a bit. So I think it was like helping me get out of there. So I did. And then the place I slept last night, like it was cool, but like people just kind of kept coming and going, so it made a lot of noise, so I didn't get a ton of sleep. So I was gonna go chill at a park. Got up real early this morning and went to a park. That was fun, kind of put my car back together and stuff. And then that's when I just kind of got the feeling of, ooh, I want to go to a diner, because like I keep telling you guys, I don't really buy food very often, like just regular, like I said, my bread, my peanut butter, I'll get like fruits and vegetables, but I'll just go in and like buy an apple or buy an avocado. And then I have like my little salt and pepper. I got my little keep my little salt and pepper next to where I get my avocados. Anyway, though, so I don't know, the last few days I just keep feeling like I'm supposed to do fun stuff, and like I love doing that stuff, but I usually do it maybe once a week. I'll get like a coffee, or I'll go to a restaurant or something, but I've just really felt like I'm supposed to be living it up for a minute or something. So I don't usually do that because I'm trying to save, but I just feel like it's okay. Like everything's gonna be okay, whatever it is, everything's already being taken care of. I just can't quite see it yet, so I'm just trusting that. And that's why I tell you guys about like how much money I have left and how much, because I don't usually do that. Like when I had all my business and stuff, I just had money all the time and could do what I wanted and stuff. But right now I'm just like trusting. This isn't like what I used to do. So that's why I'm so open about like how much I have sometimes and what it is I do give and what I do and stuff, so that you guys can see I'm not like some rich person or something just out going all these places. Nah, dude, I'm paying for gas, and like, shoot, I filled my tank yesterday and it was just under the half notch, and it was still almost $60 to fill it all the way to full. Like, what? Okay, anyway, it's been like 6.5 minutes. Let me get to the dream. So for my entire life, I have always had these dreams where I'd be driving and I'd go off a cliff. And I had them real little, like when I was growing up younger, they'd just be like a real quick and then you wake up, you know, those kind of dreams. But I'd say maybe late teenager, early 20s, I had one where it was so vivid. It was like me talking to you guys now, like how you can see my skin and like the pieces of my earrings, and like if we were sitting here you'd be able to like hear the tones of my voice, and we could smell things and look around. If I put my window down, we can hear the air. Like it was that real. And I was driving and I went over the cliff, and for me it was like I was really happy. I was like, oh my god, I'm actually going off a cliff, and I guess I'm gonna actually just die. This is how I die. And then I went, oh, but that's okay. And then I sat there and got really peaceful. And then I actually woke up and was like, oh, what was that? And since that first one, because that scared me because it was so real and stuff, like a lucid dream. And so that freaked me out. And then I had a couple more that were that vivid like that. But after a few of them, it was okay. And then when I'd be in the dream, I would just be like, oh, I'm having this dream again. And so it would just happen all the time. I'd go off a cliff, and as soon as it would, I'd go, oh, it's just that dream again. So I'd sit and I'd kind of go like this and just be all peaceful. And every single one, it would always be me driving. And for a really long time, it was only me in the car. There's only been a couple where there's been other than me. And then it's always at a different area. And the area where I go off is always somewhere like I actually am in my life at the moment. So like the first one that happened was way up in the hills in Liberty Lake, which is like outskirts of Spokane. You can like go up in the hills. I lived way out in the boondocks, and the parents had like 5 acres. And then I had a girlfriend that was like on the other side of the mountain, up in the mountains. So I'd take the back roads and go all up through that. And so it was an area up in there where there's this big hill. They like, it's not actually called this, but people there call it like Dead Man's Curve, because if you take it too sharp, you go off. And in the dream, that's where the first one was. And the next couple were up in that area too. But then every dream since then is a different area. Like if I'm traveling, it's over there. If I'm in Westport, it's in Westport. And I'm always like wearing whatever I was wearing that day. So it's almost like that actually is how it ended. And then I like wake up in the next, I don't know. It's really weird, but I had it all the time. But then there was one time where I had that dream where Rue was in the car with me, and because by then he'd always be in the car with me, and he always just would sit in the seat next to me, and he's always really calm. And the only time he really tried to attack me while I was driving was that one time before the thing like tried to tell me to message my ex. But anyway, there was one dream where it was him, and in that dream, when I knew I was going down, I picked him up from where he was, sat him in my lap, and then I just snuggled him, and I looked around at the stuff as I was going down, and we just went down. That was how it was. And then, so anyway, so then here's the dream that was after all of those where I'd had just little ones, and they'd be over every time. The last time I had one, I haven't had one since, but the last one I had one of these, it was about 2 years ago, and it was before the Westport thing, but I think I was already at my mama's, because we ended up staying with her, because I'd been traveling in the RV, so when he ended up moving over, we were gonna like get a place together, and because I couldn't stay in the RV, and so we stayed with my mom and dad over that winter, and I can't remember exactly how long. It was maybe a year, less than a year. But anyway, that dream, so me and him were like together at the time. So weird. So this time he was in the car with me, but he was sitting there like this, like a robot. Arms were down. He wasn't like moving, or it was like he was just a robot that was shut off. And when I went over the cliff, this time it's like something, like I was in a hand almost, like I couldn't see anything, but it felt like the car was held, and then it was like guided down like this, like it actually did the swervy thing, like it went down all swervy like in a cloud, and it gently placed us on the ground and like in this forest, but it brought it down into like a clearing with forest all around, and there was a big river, and I could see like there's a big opening where there was like a beautiful water where a river was coming through, and it was like a spot that had kind of built up, so it was like kind of like a little pondy looking area, and waterfall was coming down really hard and up against a mountain, and there was no way to like get across or anything, but it was really weird because it's like I just knew how. And so the car landed, and I got out, the door just opened for me, and I got out, and then my ex would just, whatever movements I would do, he would like kind of copy, as far as like his legs and moving. And so like when I stepped out of the car, he stepped out of the car. When I walked towards the river, he walked towards the river in like the same unison steps I did, but it was like a robot. So it was like we were tethered, and my movements would be his movements kind of too. And anyway, I walked up to the river from the waterfall, and it was weird because I had two like dialogue things going on at once. One was, I was like my real me back home where I knew where to go and I was gonna go do it, but at the same time I was this me, and so it was like I was in there along for the ride doing the stuff, but at the same time my real me was in charge because it was like dreamland or something, and so it was taking me where I needed to go. And so it's like I knew all this stuff, but at the same time I'm going, what is going on? I'm like looking at the things and like, what is this? So it was like both things at once. I don't know how to explain it, but I was both like going, whoa, and at total peace and bliss, and understood. It was weird. So anyway, I got to the river part, and I just knew to step. It was just water, but as I stepped, these stones would appear. And so I took a step, and then I took another step, and then they just kept appearing as I would walk across this river along the waterfall. And I kind of walked through the water of the waterfall, but I wasn't getting wet. It was just like, that was the disguise, but the way you do is just walk right through it. It was just like a, kind of like how on a TV, if you're looking at a TV, you can see the stuff on it, but it's not real. It was kind of like that, a hologram or something, I don't know. But it was also really real, like you could smell it, you could feel the mist from it and stuff, but actually walking through it, it was just like it was cool. And then I don't remember exactly how long we walked and stuff, but it was like this windy, beautiful trail. Like it was like a dirt path that it wasn't like purposely clean to be a dirt path, but so many people had walked it that it was like a nice path, and everything was beautiful, and there were birds and there were flowers, and he's just behind me following like a robot. And then when we get to the house, I start seeing like there's garden and people are out, and everybody just kind of, it's like they're doing their thing, and then they see me and they go, and they just kind of stop, and you could tell they're like trying not to smile. They all want to run up to me and talk, but they're all just being very like professional. Like I'm at a, like if I went to a winery and there were people out working and you walked by and they just be kind of like it was like that. But at the same time, I could feel how much they wanted to see me. And like, I knew that I knew them. Like I kept feeling like it was my family. But like, I wasn't supposed to like talk to them yet or know anything or anything. But I got to it was a really big house, but it was also like a cottage. And it was set up like I think it was my house, because it was stuff I liked and everything, but it was set up so that lots of people could enjoy it. So it was weird, because it was like, it felt homey and like it was my space, but at the same time I could share it with people, which is different for on Earth, because like in real life, because I would love that, like to have my own things, my own space, and have it feel like I could have people in there without it being like, please don't touch that, please don't break that, because like people can be disrespectful and don't realize the things that mean things to you, or you know, like just kind of, sometimes you have people over and it could be fun, you have dinner parties, but you wouldn't want it to just be open to everybody all the time. And that's how this felt here. So all these people that were at this house were people that were like exactly like me, as far as like we all had our different things we liked maybe, but as far as the respect goes, because everybody has their different forms of respect. Like for me, I don't like getting called on the phone. I like people to text me first, because I'm doing so much stuff. I don't got time to answer, and I'll be in, like if I'm in the middle of a video like this and someone calls me, it turns the video off. So, but a text doesn't do that. So that's just a little thing I like to do, but not everybody's like that. Some people just want to call and be done. So this group that was there, it was, it's not necessarily they all did the right things and other people did wrong things or something. It just was the ones that resonated in the respect, the way that it worked was just, we all just knew how to respect each other, and it was so peace and calm. And I got this instantly when once I walked in and like felt that vibe and the warmth from the home. It was just like, I can breathe. Anyway, back to the dream. Once I got to the front door of the house and I opened it, it was the same way when I walked in. It was full of people, like they were like getting ready for a party or something. And they all saw me, were like, oh, and they all got really quiet, and they all stopped what they were doing, and they all went and stood up against, they all kind of stepped very gently and calmly up against the sides of the walls, and just stood there like this, very gently and very like elegantly and stuff. It was really cool. And but again, you could tell on their faces, they were going, oh my God, I want to talk to her, somebody. Anyway, so I went through the house, and I don't remember exactly what everything looks like. I do remember there was a huge living room. Even though this house was kind of small, there was rooms I'd walk through that were like ginormous, and then some would be small, and it was cool. It was all set up like you could tell there were like rooms that were like specific for certain people that they would like to hang out there the most. And it was just, there was all these little things. But the one I remember the most, there was a living room that had like a fireplace or something, and like some like big comfy chairs. It felt like that was like my space where I would hang out the most, maybe in front of that fireplace, besides outside, because outside was beautiful too. But finally where it ended is I went through all these rooms, and the very last room I got to was a kitchen. And this is what got me reminded, it is when I was sitting in the dining room in here, the little booth I was sitting in, I felt like I was sitting in that booth in that house in the dream. And when I went in, and he's still behind me for all this too, and of all these people, they weren't talking. At the table where I knew I was supposed to sit was this one lady, and she's a African-American lady, and just sitting there, and just an old lady. It reminded me like the Oracle on the Matrix. But she looked different than that. Like I don't know how to say this in the nice way, but she was like a different shade. Like, I say African-American, but she was like, I don't know. It was like a completely different color that I've never seen here before. And I just knew to go sit, and me and her, she was like more on the end where you would just go to sit in and not scoot all the way over. She was on there. So my ex got in first, and he just scooted all the way over and sat there like a robot with his hands in his lap. And then I sat right across from her, and the first thing I said, I went, "Is he okay?" She goes, "Yeah, don't even worry about him." Which is funny, because that's how it was in that other dream too. But she goes, "He's just off for now. It's just you and me chatting right now." And I was like, okay. And the first thing she asks me, she's like, "So do you have any regrets?" And I said, "Not really, I'm good." And then I said, "Well, if I was, my one friend, we had a fight, and we hadn't talked for like a year, and there'd been stuff for our whole friendship, and I'd finally I had stuff I wanted to tell her so bad, and I finally one day I just sent it all, and it hurt feelings and so we stopped talking. It was for about a year, and I wanted to message her so bad all the time, but something just kept saying, it's not time yet. She'll message you when it's time for you guys to chat again. And so it'd been a year and I hadn't chatted with her. And in this dream, that was one of the things, is I wanted to be able to make up with her. And then the lady said, is there anything else? And I said, well, I've tried my hardest to like do what I'm supposed to do to be a good daughter with my mom, but she keeps telling me that she wishes I was her best friend. And I said, I don't really know what that means or how to do that, but I'd really like to figure out how to be best friends with my mom. And the lady, she goes, all right, we'll go do that stuff. And then it was just over. I woke up. But what's crazy is literally it was like 2 or 3 days later, that same friend sent me a message and was saying like, I mean, I don't want to go all into all that. That was personal between us, but pretty much we made up and we went and hung out right away and chatted. And then we were pretty good for a while. And then with my mama, we just, I mean, I feel like we're way better friends than we ever were. Like it's with her and me, we like different stuff. So it's not that I was being a bad daughter or a bad friend. We just don't like all the same stuff. So trying to, that best friend that she wants where you do everything, like her and dad are that. But like, I don't know. I really hope I wish there could be somebody that she could hang out all the time and just do it. Because like my dad travels and he works. So there's a lot of times where she's alone. So I would try really hard to do that. So, but I figured out a good way while I was still in Spokane. I would go, I'd go over and hang out with them once a week. And I'd try to like do little things and like, I don't know, I guess you just, you know, do the best you can. But anyway, that's that dream. So I'm gonna go drive around. Like, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing today. Like, I feel like I'm being like led somewhere, but I don't know where or why, or if I'm like gonna go meet some people, or if I'm gonna just go see some pretty stuff or what. So I'll try to keep doing videos and I'll put it together tonight. My storage in my phone was full, so I went through and deleted a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll see how much it lets me do, and I'll try to do a video later. But yeah, so talk to you guys soon. Hey guys, it's Robin. Oh my gosh, this little town is so super stupid cute. I like it. It's really cute. I was driving down they're like little main road and stuff, and all the buildings are like super old, but they're like well kept, and it's super cute. I really like it, all the little shops and stuff. But anyway, I'm at a grocery outlet. I'm just gonna go and like grab something to drink before I go drive. But I had a thought on my way over here while I was driving, and I was chatting with somebody earlier on like trying to find somebody who can like confirm to you that you're like on the right path and stuff. And something I was kind of saying was that really, like, there are videos and people and stuff that we can like look up and stuff to like get us on the right path, and you know, tools and stuff. But really, as far as like what you want to do and your stuff that you like, you're the only one that knows in deep what it is. And what I said, and usually it's something weird. And so I was going to show you guys one of my weird things that I like to do, just like to show you it's okay to be weird. Like I'm super embarrassed, so don't comment about it, please. Just I'm going to do it, and then you guys can figure out your weird stuff. And you don't have to tell people about, like, I don't tell people this. I just do it, and to me it's hilarious. So like, I'm gonna go in that store, and what I like to do, I have my little dresses on, and I like pretend I'm like a little kid, and I go through it, I like skip and stuff, and I go, oh, I think about that thing over there, and I grab it, and I go, and like, I've been doing it now for so long that I don't even think about it. Like, I'm not acting or anything. Like, when I'm in there, I just like doing this cutesy stuff, and like, I'm out around, and like, nobody sees me, and then I leave town. So like, I've been able to like kind of practice the thing I like to do without caring if people see it, because even if they do, who cares? I'm gonna leave anyway. They'll never see me again. So I don't know, I'm gonna try kind of when I'm in the store, maybe I'll turn the camera on and show you guys a little thing or something. But yeah, no, when I was trying to decide if I was gonna do this or not, because like I say, it looks like, oh, I'm having fun, I'm super confident about it, but like, this didn't just happen. I had to really think about it and meditate, and I looked up all sorts of videos. Like, I watched tons of Eckhart Tolle, and like those samadhi movies. I got those on my in my playlist. If you want to look, I'll try to remember to still add other stuff too for you guys. Like whole bunches of stuff. And then as I would like have thoughts and think of stuff and go, oh, I wonder about this and that, then like I never searched, the stuff would just kind of come to me and I'd find more stuff. But when it really came down to it, there are no videos out there that explain exactly what I'm doing, like my stuff I'm doing, like, and I wouldn't want you guys to do exactly the same thing as me. Like I want you guys to find that thing that's your thing. But like I was going to doctors and therapists and trying to talk to people, and I'd look up like tarot readings and stuff. And some of the, like, if you're not like obsessively looking at them, like they were somewhat very helpful to me. But like I only watch them if like I happen to get on YouTube and I'll be scrolling through and I'll see when it just like goes, ooh, and I feel it. And like sometimes it'll just be like the title and it'll be like, that's the thing I needed, you know, or I'll play it and like I'll skip ahead and there'll be like just a sentence that it says, or like you don't necessarily have to listen to those and take every word for word. Like you can feel when it's right. Same with like if a song comes on or you're walking and you overhear a conversation that has to do kind of like with your stuff. But yeah, so anywho, you don't want to do that too much, but like just one little example is the therapist that I was going to before I converted the car and actually left Spokane again. Like I would chat with him about this stuff, and one of the times I actually specifically told him, I said, I just want to pack up my car, because I already was camping in my car a ton. All my days off and stuff, I would just drive places, turn my car, a bed in the car. Like I'd done it a bunch. I enjoyed it. So I told him, like, I just want to go do this. I could do Instacart. And I told him, like, I was excited and nervous to tell somebody about it. And I told him, and he looked right at me and goes, Robin, people that are happy don't want to be homeless. And I was just like, and then that's what really got me thinking though. Like, I think I went back to him one time, but I just could never really take him serious. Cause like another thing he told me too was, I kept on telling him like I was really excited to do this stuff, but I was really scared about it and like that. And he'd said, just feel one thing at a time. People don't feel that at the same time. You got to pick one. And so I was like, it got me questioning that stuff too. Cause it was like, well, no, people feel multiple things. You can be happy and blissful and enjoying the like driving, but then also have things that are hard. Like, right now, I'm trying to figure out how to get a new car insurance. My ID's in Washington, but my car's in Texas, and I'm in California, and I don't even know what to do. I've been trying and trying. So, like, that's a real thing. And then, like, I know there's stuff with, like, mama back home and, like, stuff like that. And, like even though I have these things, they get worked out. Like, another thing was my contacts. I only have one pair of contacts left and I'm out adventuring, and like I need to be able to see, but like I kept feeling the universe will hook it up when it's time. But I was getting nervous, like if my prescriptions runs out and I have to go back and do the eye exam, the insurance in Washington I have doesn't cover it. Plus I'd like have to go back to Washington, and then I'd have to like come up with money for it, and all these steps that could be stressing me out. But instead of looking it up and researching all that, the universe was like, we'll hook this stuff up as you need it. We got you. And so I've been doing this stuff. And just a couple days ago, my eye place happened to call me out of nowhere, and I answered. And I usually don't answer the phone because I don't like getting phone calls, but I just felt like I should answer this one. So I did, and it was the eye place. And I kind of told him what was up, that I don't know when I'd be up there. So he's like, oh no, your prescription's good for another year. So I learned that without having to look it up. And he's like, I can just email you the prescription. You can go get it from wherever you're at in the state. I was like, oh my God, you're awesome. And I didn't even have to do that. So like, I'm trusting with the insurance to be able to switch to something different. Cause the one I have they have been overcharging me over $50 every single month. And 6 months in a row, I went in and told them this, and they're just like, oh well, you lose that money, but we got it fixed now, so next month it'll be okay. And so I would trust them, and the next month would come around and it would still overcharge me. So I would go in again, and they'd say, oh, we can't give you that money back, but now it's fixed 6 months in a row. So I'm just finally sick of it, but I know that I'm gonna get hooked up with something. But so that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not telling you guys this stuff to try to complain or think, because like truly, I don't even think about it anymore. It's not bothering me. Like, I know that, like, even with my mama, her stuff, like, it is gonna work out okay, and she's gonna be okay one way or the other. I know that the bills are gonna work out. I know that the money's gonna work out. Somehow it has been too for 5 months, and that's why I'm doing these videos, is to show you guys. So anyway, I think I said enough there. I'm gonna go in the store and try to get something delicious, and I'll see if I'll turn the phone on. I like to like skip around, and then I like say hi to everybody, and I love smiling at everybody, because people don't do that so much anymore, and they don't expect it. So you do a big smile, and they kind of go, oh, and then they smile back, and they're like, hi, and then like half the time people will even say something, go, hi, how are you? And it'll like start a conversation, and usually just something little like, oh, I'm good, you're all good. And then you see them walk and they're smiling, and I'm smiling too, because I just like made a mini buddy for a second. So again, this is stuff you can do that, like, in your own town. Even if you're in a small town, you only have 3 stores, and they are going to see you again. Who cares? Just go have fun. But like, you know, whatever the stuff is you like to do. So, okay, I'm going to go in and play. I got too embarrassed to do any videos in there, but it was fun. I walked through, smiled at people and stuff. But what was great is right when I walked in, the song that was on, I don't know who it's by stuff, but it was the driving along in your automobile with no particular place to go. So it's just funny, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I've already been making the video and stuff, and then I walk in, and what's funny is I wasn't even actually planning on coming to the grocery outlet. I was gonna go by the McDonald's and get an iced coffee, and I just pulled into the wrong driveway. The McDonald's is right behind me. It was one more driveway, but I was like, I don't want to go back out in traffic, have to go again. I'm at a grocery outlet, so I was like, go in. And what also is cool is, so it lined that up, so I'd go in for that song, because I also made that little video before I went in. So if I hadn't come here instead and hadn't made that video, then it wouldn't have lined it, so I walked in right as it was saying that. So that was fun. And then I ended up getting one of these. And they had these ones, and normally these things at the store, both of these, they're like $3 or $4 a piece, so I don't get them very often. I was just gonna get like a little cheap fizzy water or something, but they had them here. It was $1.99 for the one, and then the water one was $1.50, so I spent a little bit less than what I would normally pay on one. So that was another thing that hooked me up by coming here. The iced coffee would have been like $4, and this is healthier anyway. And I mean, not that it super matters anyway. Everything's just kind of like molecules and atoms, so it's whatever we want it to be. You can have a hamburger and it's healthy if you believe it, you know, like whatever you want. But anywho, it was just fun, because I like getting these sometimes, but they're like a little treat, so it's fun. The universe hooked it up, so I heard the song, and then got to smile at peeps, and then got to get some yummy treats. So all right, now I'm gonna go drive and try to find some pretty things. We'll see. Catch you later. Check out this pretty drive, guys. Like when it's windy and mountainy and tree-y. That's a word, right? Tree-y. Guess it is, but I like added a Y on the end there or something. Ooh, what's at the next turn? What's it gonna be? Couple more. Ooh, glad I waited for you guys. Look, it's opening up. Oh, I love it. Oh, so pretty. Beautiful. Ooh, look, the cactuses. I don't even know where I'm at. I just came out driving out of that little town, headed towards the mountain. Ooh, right around that thing. Wow. Having too much fun. Which way? Straight or turn? Let's turn. turnouts. I should go pull over in one and look around for a second. I like to find ones though that are like at the tops of the mountains. You can like look out and see stuff, or like where there's water. Ooh, look at this little, how we're like going under like a little tunnel thing here. Oh, look at that, so cool. I'm just gonna have this on for a second, but it's so pretty. I want to show you guys. Ooh, that tree's cool, how it's all, the branches all twisted. It's so crazy how like there's so many different trees and plants and stuff, but every single one looks so different. And when you do this stuff really slow and you stop and look at all this stuff, you can see all the different, like each one's like a little art piece. It reminds me of when I'm doing my own paintings, and like I'll put the main blobby colors on and then I go in and make details. It's like, that's pretty much what it is out here. It's just a whole bunch of like artwork. Oh, look, we're going through some more tunnels. Oh. I got somebody behind me now. I should go pull over. I like being able to go slow and not like I have to, actually I'm going exactly the speed limit, but I like to pull over when there's people behind me because then I don't have to feel rushed. So party, little party. Alrighty guys, I'll shut it off for a minute and see if I can find a spot to park. Talk to you soon. Check out the pretty spot I pulled over. That's a river, right over there is a river. And there's my little lady. I'm gonna go this direction. That looks fun. So the road ends here, but I had to pop out and show you guys real quick. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, whoever lives up there, man. Woo! Beautiful. Fun drive too. Hey guys, it's Robin. I'm stuck in traffic, and so I thought I'd make a little video while I'm stuck. Look how pretty the mountains are. Thought I'd get a little video of it while I'm talking. But anyway, this made me think of a good little thing that I'd say real quick to throw in here is when you're stuck in stuff like this, like instead of getting upset and all that. Ooh, by the way, I don't know if you can see the little sign over here, but the little town I'm going through. Let's see, focus. Oh, there it is. It's called Rainbow. Ah, it's adorable. But anyway, stuff like this, even if you're like going to a job and you're going to be late and they're going to be mad at you and stuff, there's always a reason for it. So this made me think to post this. So like I'm actually really excited because this means it's lining me up for something. So I'm going, ooh, okay, so how come there's traffic? What is it? It's getting ready for me. And then also, like, I really wanted to look at these mountains, but I was, driving. Ooh, look at the palm trees. Those are really cool. So I like when this happens because now I can actually look at the things. And look, I just happen to be by like this place like grows a bunch of stuff, and so there's all these plants. And earlier, before it actually turned into a traffic jam, there was a whole bunch of like great big like palm trees and other kinds of trees and stuff in these great big buckets and a bunch of rocks, and it was really cool. So it's just fun. I thought I'd say a little thing. But all right, guys. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Look at that. There went my little sweep of the. Ooh, look at the Perdy Mountain. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't take too long though, because I'm excited to see what's gonna be. Okay, guys. See you soon. Hey guys. Found a nice spot to pull off. This is Lake Eleanor or something. Party. Taking this way though, I'm gonna drive up around this little mountain here and head towards the coast, and I'll get back with you guys. Had to pull off again. Check this out, guys. Towards the coast. I've got 38 miles until the coast, and I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do over there. I was kind of maybe thinking about karaoke again, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just go find a spot to sleep and then get up tomorrow and do fun stuff, or maybe I'll go walk on the beach. Not really sure, but it's interesting because the sky's now gotten kind of cloudy, so I'm interested to see if it clears up by the time I'm all the way at the coast. We'll see. Not sure what's gonna happen, or if there's just gonna be, if it's just gonna be a quiet night and stuff tomorrow, or if I end up doing something exciting tonight. Yeah, I don't know. Stay tuned. Let's see. Isn't that party? Well, there you go. That's where I'm at. How pretty is that? The sun's coming out and the sky's starting to turn blue. Let's see if we can make this green light. Yeah! Guess I'm just lucky today. Man, it's pretty out. Wanted to show you guys more of that drive, but it was like, it got real gloomy and then rainy and stuff, and then I just kind of came around the corner and it started getting beautiful, and I just had to show you. I'm going to go around a couple little corners and up a hill, so I'll leave it on and see if it's pretty up there too. I mean, come on, I'm sure it is. Here we almost are. Love doing this, and like it just feels so good, and like love, and when you do the things you like love the most and you're like doing them, it's like it just feels so good. Like not just because it's fun, you're enjoying it, but like it actually feels like you're like drinking water that is love as you're doing it, and it just feels so good. And that's how you know you're doing your right path. Like, oh man, I needed this. Like, I just wanted to get away and see some pretty nature, and like the beach and stuff had been real pretty, but that area was so busy. So it's been nice just getting out and breathing for a second. So it's been fun bringing you guys along. I've got another like maybe 20 minutes, half hour till the coast. So I'll get back to you guys, let you know how it's going soon. Hey guys, so I'm like really close to the ocean. I ended up not actually going to the beach though, because it's like super overcast and stuff, so I think maybe I'll go to the beach tomorrow. But I found a really good spot to have my car, and then there just happens to be all these fun restaurants all around me. And across there's just a whole bunch of different ones. McDonald's, Taco Bell, and there's like some other restaurants around over there, and then I don't know how well you can see, but pretty perked up pretty good. I'm just out going for a walk and having fun, and I'm pretty tired though, so probably just gonna eat and then head on back and snooze, and then stick around this area tomorrow and explore and see where I found, because it's already getting dark, so I haven't really seen much, but the areas over by the water are beautiful, so I'll go explore it tomorrow and see. It's been fun. Hey guys, so it's the next day. After I had dinner last night, I was just so tired. I went back to my car and passed out. So I wanted to do a little follow-up and let you guys know how it went and stuff. It was just a super fun day, and you know, thanks for going along, listening to my little stories and stuff. That was one of my favorite dreams that I ever had, so I've tried to tell that one to people bunches, and like, it's so weird because it's like people will just like start to fall asleep during it, or they'll don't understand what I said, or so it was fun to get to share it. It'd be fun to see like who was able to like listen through it and didn't fall asleep. I don't know, it's fun stuff. But yeah, thanks if you made it through the whole thing. I tried to give little tipsies here and there of stuff and having fun. I'm in a really cool place. Like, I don't know quite where it brought me, but I'm gonna go just kind of explore. So maybe I'll make another video after this of just exploring more stuff. Like, I really still feel like I'm being led somewhere, and I kind of feel like it's gonna end up being out of California, but like, I'm not sure where enough yet, and I'm still a little nervous to totally leave California because it's the only state where I can make extra money from doing Instacart. But like, I actually haven't done it for a week. I keep having this feeling that I'm gonna like be aligned with the right people, and we're gonna like do something together that's gonna like just make everything work, and so I won't have to worry about all that stuff. So like, I've got it in the back of my mind, and you know, I'll make sure I'll do it if I need to. But like right now, like it's, you know, Labor Day weekend and stuff. This is like a really good weekend to like make money doing Instacart, and it's Saturday. Is today Saturday or Friday? Like, I've lost track of time. It's one of those weekend days. But like, I could be making so much money right now, and usually I'd be so stressed. Like, I'd be like, okay, universe, I'm gonna do what you say. But then in the back of my mind, I'm nervous the whole time, and like, it's so weird. Like, I still am just a little bit like, enough that I'm not being irresponsible. So like, I am remembering those things and like about having to fix the insurance and stuff, but it's like, I feel like I'm in the new world. Like, I feel like I'm already in heaven, and like, I can still see the stuff around me that's still like old earth, or like, I don't know exactly what it is. I don't think the names and stuff matter. I honestly just think it's like how you feel in your state of mind. I think it's all at the same time. Heaven and hell are both, I think, on the earth all together, and it's whatever you make it. Like, driving around like that, like, there were so many things that like could have been people's hell, like being in the traffic, or that the weather got bad, or just any of that. Whereas like, when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, look at these pretty things, and I saw it as heaven. And like, I think we're there, guys. I think you just do this slow. Like, it took me 5 years to kind of go, oh, we're in heaven. But like, tis be. So anyway, I do have my other dream I want to tell you guys about with when I had my near-death experience. That one, it was really spooky though, so I'll do it in a different video because I don't want to like kill this one's vibe. But what was cool about that one is, even though it was like nightmare stuff, like it was so scary. I've like I kind of didn't want to think about it because it was so scary, but then I like purposely kept making myself think about it and work through it, so now it's not scary anymore. So I'll tell that one at one of these points because it might help people that are like having nightmares or feel like you're in nightmares. Something I learned with that one is, I heard it somewhere in someone else's YouTube, I don't even remember, it was forever ago, about what happens after that. So whatever that scariest point was in your nightmare when you wake up and stuff, what then happens after that? Because like, maybe it turns out to be good. And so I kept replaying it and then continued it, and I've done it so many times now that that one's like, I get like lessons and stuff, so I'll do that one eventually. And then like my other near-death experience that I had last week, like, oh my gosh, guys, like I'll tell that one too, because like that shifted everything. But I ran out of space on my phone and stuff, so I'll have to break all that up into other little videos. I'll put this one all together and then post this one, and then like I have to delete everything. So hopefully it all stays on there, because if it ever gets deleted, then I'll just have to tell my stories again, I guess. It is what it is. So thank you so much for riding along with me, guys. And like, if there's any other stories you want to hear more on, like I kind of chat with people quite a bit too, so my little stories, like I'll tell bits and pieces here and there to people, so I kind of forget which stuff I've told people. And like, there's some stuff I don't tell anybody, and then I put it on here. You guys can tell which stuff that is, because I have a hard time like, should I talk better? But like, I don't know if there's anything you guys want to hear about, or if if you've heard me chat about it a little, want me to elaborate on stuff, or like if you want to message me and ask questions about any of it, feel free. You check out my Instagram too. I took some pictures throughout this whole thing too, so I might post them. None of them are that great, and I don't want to have to make a whole explanation on what they are, so you only really know what they are if you see this video, so I may or may not post them, I don't know. But I do have the picture of that tree that had the purple, so I might put it on so you guys can see. And then it was cool because the I had my breakfast, and then my water, when I moved it, it looked like the stain spot looked like a shooting star. So I took a picture of that. So maybe I'll put them on, you guys can see them. Oh, and then like I kind of took pictures of the like the map as I was driving. I once in a while I would throw the GPS on, just kind of the roads out there are so weird sometimes. Like you'll drive for a while, then they end, and so I didn't want to keep doing that and using up the gas. I did it a bunch and it was fun, but then I wanted to get around, so I would put little points on the map just to get me to spots, and then I would still just drive around how I wanted. Like as I would get close to the roads that would get me around to a spot, I would just delete the spot that I had put to go to, and then that way I was like out of an area and then head in another direction. So I kind of screenshot those a little bit to show the area I was in. So maybe I'll send those, or if you're interested, you can message me and I'll send them to you if you were curious. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to y'all later, and I'll just keep posting stuff as I'm feeling it. There might just be random short ones of a story here and there. I don't know. All right, guys, talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.